Welcome, Cancer, to your beginning of the month of June reading. Yes, this reading is going to be from May 31st through June 6th. Okay, guys, let's see what's going on with you. Doing these a little backwards. I will get the Astro dice out at the beginning of the month. Just a little busy, so I'm trying to get as many done as possible. Okay, guys. I am kind of seeing, though, with the last reading, why I do Astro dice first. Yeah, because it gives me that overall look at what's going on throughout the month. So, yeah, I was kind of thrown off. So, if that happens here, you guys know that's just going to be more of an incentive to go watch that Astro dice, because, yeah. Okay. Let's see what's going on, my friends. May 31st through the 6th. There's some kind of energy that's coming in through the 31st also that I was really tuned into when I was meditating. So doing it the 31st is a very good idea. This is about obstacles and challenges, and it's the energy that's coming in, and I think it's because of the lunar eclipse we just had, which is really changing, and then we have the Mercury retrograde, which is really changing energy and opening different things up. To really feel this kind of shift between the 30th and the 31st to the beginning of the month. So that's why I'm doing them. Another reason why I'm doing them so early. But yeah, it's talking about these obstacles and these challenges that you're going through, which is talking about the change within the obstacles and challenges that you're going to be very aware of. It probably is going to bring in some kind of retrospective towards the end of the month within the next few days. That might make you want to kind of hide out and cocoon a little bit, which is be good though, because it'll be good for the change and the rebirth. Okay, and it's because of that energy that's coming up. There's something that's going to spark your creativity, but there's going to be a lot of communication that's coming in about this obstacle and challenge and the way that it's changing. Okay, so I definitely want to, and it's 5 again, change again. So it's definitely changing. But like I said, it's going to make you want to kind of cocoon a little bit about the situation because of the stellar influences that are kind of meeting up within the stars, right? So it's going to get you moving on, communication again, but it's going to have you moving on for more harmony within this upcoming kind of rebirth that you're going to end up kind of going. There it is, rebirth. For the rebirth that you're coming up with, I kept seeing that card in my head. I kept seeing the death card. So for this rebirth and transformation, that it is going to make you feel more stable within the situation as it's getting rid of the obstacle and the challenge at hand, right? So you're definitely going to feel more uplifted about the situation, but you really do need to kind of shelter and go into your, we'll say into your shell, right? Because that's really what's going to happen. Okay. So, because it's talking about the disharmony of what's going on within the situation underneath this, and it's going to be this communication of this disharmony, right? So, it's not going to be communication of something beautiful. It's going to be actually something disharmony. It's going to be something hurtful that's going to happen. It's going to make you shell down, to make you rebirth and take a transformation as you're shifting from that. And it's actually probably going to be some kind of truth within a situation that you're not going to like, that is really going to spark this obstacle and this challenge. Now, you might feel like you already have an obstacle and a challenge with this certain person or situation. Okay, but this is going to be kind of the lightning bolt of the effect to bring down the tower for good. Pretty much, because once the lightning bolt hits the tower for good, that means it cannot be fixed. So therefore, we can only move on from the situation to have the transformation of the rebirth, to move and to shift from that, right? And it will actually, once you go into this kind of your shell and really start thinking about the situation, it will allow you to not have to emotionally withdraw anymore once the shift happens. See, because right now it's going to feel like, yes, I'm going to go through an emotional withdrawal, But the reason this is here is because it's going to say you're going to start then, after you have this understanding of this rebirth, you will be able to move away from shelling yourself, right? Because the cocoon will then break open and you'll become a butterfly. Okay, so actually having a butterfly. So I'm actually going to put this card over here because what it's saying is right now you are going to go into an emotional withdrawal, but having this effect happen will then there make you bust out of your shell with more ambitious goals with the spiritual union within yourself. And this spiritual union is definitely within yourself, right? Because it's going to say, I understand that this is what's happening, and understand all the signs and all the things that you're going through on a higher intuitive area of your life. When you're really, shelled up, you'll be thinking about these things. That's what the whole shell idea is, right, guys? Is me thinking about situations, which then is going to bring in the light. So you could see about the 5th or the 6th or the 4th, 5th or 6th, that you're going to feel more ambitious. You're going to feel like, once you go through this, this is where that, the rejection was the universe's protection. So that you're going to actually find, what, this is it. This wasn't meant to be. This wasn't meant, and it's not good for me. Because if I have to feel sad about the situation all the time, or we're always fighting, or we're doing this or that, it is not a healthy relationship. It is not a healthy job for me to have to put up with this stuff. So you're going to have this retrospective of this introspective, right, energy and thought and intuition that's saying, actually, me moving on from this situation and us not getting along, we can put all that behind us, and I can feel better about the situation. I can feel more ambitious about my life. I can move on. So it's actually more of a blessing for me not to be in this relationship with this situation anymore. And it's going to turn and shift everything around you. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is where the sun itself enters your sign, right? And it's saying this is where it's going to enter your sign, and it's going to say, but this is what I wanted. So this rejection and this is definitely my protection, because this is not a place for you to continue to be anymore. You either learned what you need to learn during the Mercury retrograde, and retrogrades are about karmics, whether it's good karma or bad karma, but it wants you to release what is no longer good for you. And we all know about these Mercury retrogrades, and the one in Gemini is the strongest, okay? Is the strongest for people when it comes to especially relationships of any sorts, because it really wants you to release and learn what is not good for you. It's not supposed to be a painful thing, but it is, because we're human. It's supposed to be an enlightening thing. So you could say this X comes back. Yeah, welcome to Mercury retrograde, right, guys? This X comes back. He wants to form this relationship, or she wants to form this relationship, but yet it's toxic. It's no good for you. You might enter it for 2 days, 3 days. Maybe you're in it right now. And you're going, but it's still not working. Then they say something harmful to you, causes an obstacle, and you're saying, why the hell am I here? That's just for some of you, not all of you. If it doesn't resonate with you, please throw it away. But the point of this whole scenario is that it's a blessing in the end, because that is what it's doing. That is the point of a retrograde. To get rid of things that we no longer need within our life, so that we can have the blessings come through, so we can allow true love to come through, so we can allow the good job to come through, so we can find ourselves, right? Go after something more ambitious, allowing things that are more ambitious to flow through us, through the creativity, manifesting things, for our lives that are better for ourselves, drafting a plan for things that are better, and seeing these things. And these will be things that you will see, and it's allowing spiritual growth as well. So it's allowing all these things to come through, because you're noticing, at this time, remember, this is a double-edged sword. Your knowledge is saying it's double-edged sword. I can see the pros and the cons within the situation, and I realize that this is the protection that my higher self wants for me to stay on my destined path. This person no longer serves me. Maybe they did it one time, but maybe it was only through karmic connections. Maybe you just need to learn something from the person so that way you can move forward, and now your time is done. You can break the chains and move on. So, however it is, all the emotional challenges that were brought up within maybe the recent weeks, days, however, are now, you know, coming to an end. This way you can, find what's really right for you. And really having that retrospective of what is really there so that you can have this beautiful transformation that you're getting ready to go through. And it's going to bring in more opportunities, of course. So it's saying you will be hiding out. You will be hermiting. You need to hermit so that you can have the reflections to the situation, so that way you can dig deep within the situation to move on for yourself, so that you can get to the leap of faith and the new beginnings and the new things that are better for you. Okay, having a transformation with transformation. That's funny because this is the card that I had actually seen in my head, guys. The transformation within the transformation. So it's saying yes, because now it's saying not only are you going to transform into this, having everything transform and having this big shift and change, not only within yourself, within the situation, but you're also going to allow it to let it go. Give it a deathbed. Why? Because you're going to let it go so that way it does not affect you anymore. That way you get the overall freedom from the situation, breaking the chains to whatever the situation is, because it does not work. There is no passion within the situation. They are literally telling you that they only lust you, that there is no real passion. They don't plan on marrying you. They don't really love you. Something horrifying is happening with the Four of Wands. And it could be definitely on a love situation. You are fighting or, right? Or the way they are speaking to you is not speaking of love, is not speaking in the way we speak to loved ones, is not speaking the way that you cherish someone or adore someone or respect someone at work. There's no gratefulness, no gratitude, no harmony, no respect. So however it is we're going to put it under, there's very disrespectful. So where you weren't noticing and not focusing on the situation at hand, you're actually going to start focusing in the right way, not giving the focus to this. You're going to be giving the focus when you go into your shell, into your little cocoon, and you start thinking and you hermit away. The focus that you're going to now be giving to yourself, or where you need to give your focus to, will be to your own transformation, right? So that's really what that's saying. Okay? Because otherwise it's just going to give you Five of Cups. You're not going to be able to see your paradise behind you. Right? So it's saying you're just going to, really be looking deep within yourself for your own passions. That way you can find the Two of Cups behind you and not focusing on the Three of Cups in front of you, which is just disaster, pain, all of this. So it's saying you're going to, yes, be moving away from that, and it'll take time, of course. But by the 6th, the 5th, the 6th, or the 7th, you're definitely going to be finding this blessing. You're going to see lights. You're going to see things changing for you. Things are going to start highlighting itself for your own blessings. There's going to be other things that are highlighted, like maybe you haven't seen a best friend in a long time, and that best friend comes through. Now decides to come see you. New jobs and opportunities will start opening up for you. You'll start seeing more golden things coming at you, more blessings. But you're going to feel a lot better, though, too, because you're going to feel more alive and more awake as well with the light, right? So you're going to feel more refreshed, and you're going to start attracting new things into your life. Could be people, projects, jobs, through this higher energy, and it's going to be more passionate, more loving. And, you're going to feel more loving and more passionate also, because you're going to feel more free of the situation. So that's always a good thing, right? And the triumph is saying I've finally gotten over the pain and I've grown past the pain and all the hurts and all the things, because I actually see what rewards are actually really there, and I can actually see it from a different perspective and really start planning and really getting promises done, and really promising to yourself, you know what's real and what's not real. You know what's right and what's not right. And even though it hurts, and it doesn't mean it's not going to go away for a long time, like truly go away, it just means I'm not going to be pushed back into a corner anymore, allowing this to make me depressed, sad, this, that, because I do feel the freedom and the joy. So the focus is then going to start turning around to creating new things, new nurturing relationships, and new things that are better for you, right? So you'll be able to see the blessings coming into your sector for yourself, okay? So let's see what Spirit has to say. And definitely, if you guys want to redecorate your house or do something like that to also make yourself, feel better, that can also be a good thing as well. Changing things up just a little bit can help not focus on that, but help focus on better, fresh things, because it'll be like freshening up things. Okay, so don't stop doing what you're doing, because you know that this will be the right thing to do. The situation will definitely improve within yourself as you get ready for the big happy changes to come. Most of it is a romance situation, and this will actually help. You're improving your health to the situation, right? So you just need to let this go, because that's the only way that you have to. That's the only way to go. You can't recover without it, because you let it go, you have a recovery. It has to be this way, because this is where you're going to put your ultimate faith and trust within the situation, because you know this is a bad situation. So definitely, this is something you have to let go of. I mean, look, we have to, for the transformation, to allow the better things to come through, the better person to come through. Okay? And yes, I can't wait to see what the Astro Dice has to say, because then it'll break it down, to the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month. And like I said, we're doing this a little bit different. So I know those of you who are older subscribers are like, I'm not confused. I'm usually waiting, right? I'm usually waiting for this reading after Astro Dice. But it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a little crazy. It might even be a little creative. My Taurus energy got a little creativity, so maybe that's already kind of sparking in me to do something a little different as well, as I was pushed to do these first. Because I was doing I was like, which one do we do first? And it was like, do the beginning of the month. So it's kind of changing it up. Maybe I need that creative change up, just for myself, right? We'll see. Okay, guys. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.